it shares to our Facebook page, so you can go share it to yours if you want.
Okay.
You share the link or whatever you wish to do. So anyway, yeah. Nobody saw my joke, but it was a great joke about Ed Ogeron. I can't believe I saved any Ed Ogeron chat or talking for not the show,
Yeah.
Well,
I
you pepper him in every week, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I call it's a very popular segment. We call it the Ed Oger Watch.
It's something we've always done.
We've always done it. We've always been like, "Where's Ed Ogeron this week?"
Yep.
It's only been one answer. It's some Louisiana team, but whatever.
I give up on this. I give up on sharing it.
Okay.
Why? What happened?
Can't find it.
Yeah, I had that trouble last week, and then on this week it was right at the top of my stuff.
It's weird that it hits my stream, but it's not on our page, and that's what's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that is weird.
I got it. We're good.
I don't like that.
That is what it is. Hey, does that look like there's letters written into that thing?
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Symbols, something.
When I look back at it, there's nothing there.
There is a ghost in your house.
That's uncomfortable.
It's the sports program on TSPN with Derek, Zach, and Sean, who's been here the whole time. Head over to timespentpoorly.com and give the show a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and help move this show into more people's suggested lists. This show is also streamed live on many platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Follow and subscribe so you don't miss out on an opportunity to chat in and give the guys a piece of your mind during the broadcast. Want to support the show? Great! Go to patreon.com/timespentpoorly to see how you can do that. And now it's my pleasure to bring you the hosts of the sports program on TSPN, Derek, Zach, and Sean.
I'm very fortunate I got Cooper Kupp out of that, by the way, you guys. For my fantasy team, I'm very fortunate I got Cooper Kupp.
How was he week 1? I don't have him on any team, so I just ignored him.
31.8 points. For that.
Tell him about your other situation.
I had Akers in.
And you played him?
Yeah, I played him.
Don't ever do that again. That's the best fantasy advice I could give. He's not going to play.
Thank you. Well, honestly, you know what happened is I just didn't check. I didn't realize I had him in there. I wouldn't have played him with Cooper Kupp.
Well, I think a lot of people thought he was going to at least play.
No, he just came off an Achilles, man. That's literally the worst injury a running back can have.
I just didn't check. I didn't do my due diligence for fantasy this week. It's 100% on me.
The Thursday games are hard for that because sometimes you don't really crack into who you're playing, especially in those flex positions, until Saturday. That's when I set my stuff.
So I'm going to make some moves now, but I mean, it's all right. I wouldn't have played him with Cooper Kupp, like I said. Normally, if I play the running back from a team, I'm not going to go with the wide receiver from that same team, usually.
I do both, unless one of them makers.
I mean, I'll do it if it was like Deontay Johnson. If I had Deontay Johnson and Najee Harris, I'll play both of them.
Yes, absolutely. Because they're going to run the ball 20-plus times with Najee and pass the ball.
They're still going to pass it to Deontay.
Deontay's getting 10 targets a game this season, I assume.
Yeah. This is the best. This is going to be one of the best wide receiver cores we've seen from the Steelers in a very long time, though.
Wow. I'm watching all these sad Texas fans right now.
Is it fun or?
No, it's not a happy sad. Alabama just kicked a field goal with 10 seconds left.
I mean,
so
is it
2019 Bama?
Oh no!
Is it fun for you?
No,
he's a Texas.
I've been bummed since Ewers went down. I mean, so Quinn got his first start. He was a guy who came out of high school a year early, committed to Texas, then switched to Ohio State. Made about $1 million doing nothing, just chilling. That year, he should have been a senior in high school, and then he recommitted to Texas this offseason and got the starting job right off the bat I think he's still 18. Looked awesome, was picking Alabama apart for the first quarter and a half of the game, and then landed on his shoulder funny. I saw Drew Brees comment on it. He goes, like, Drew Brees has seen that before. And he actually assumed that Ewers would find a way to get back in the game. Next time they showed him, he was in street clothes, so you knew that wasn't happening. And they have not really moved the ball since. They still hung in there, though. Testament to their defense, but
great segue though. Speaking of moving the ball,
yes,
we have a guest.
Yes,
Lisco Miles, student at Lapway High School. Are you a wide receiver for your team? This is 8-man football, Lapway Wildcats. You guys just had a massive win against Timberline, is that Weehype?
Yeah.
Timberline, yeah. So that was I think I pulled that up. That was 82-18, something like that. So that was Madden score, basically Madden style scoring.
Did you say 82 points?
82-18.
Thought I heard it wrong. Congratulations.
How many touchdowns did you score in that game? I know you scored.
2.
You scored 2. The quarterback, Terrell Ellenwood Jones, the current quarterback for our team, I think he ran in 3 touchdowns and threw several. Is that what it was, or
he threw 4?
Threw 4, ran in 3, correct?
Yeah.
Just calling his own number, scrambling.
If you scored 82 points, did your backups come in and keep scoring?
Yeah.
What is it?
Did you guys pull your starters and then keep scoring points?
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. 82.
Probably played midway through the second that game.
Wow. Well, and even we have a kid that goes to school. His name's Ricky. He's kind of a lovable goon. Even he got a defensive, didn't he? He got a defensive or special teams.
Yeah. No, he picked up a fumble on defense.
He got his touchdown.
Everybody was eating.
GoPro was like, you get a touchdown, and you get a touchdown, and big win, and that's good because you followed. So that was following a loss with Cami, but that Cami is a good team. Is that true this year?
Yeah.
Which we have one of Cami's players from last year is that Herschel Williamson, and I've heard he's very good.
Yeah, he starts at a running back for us.
That's great. That's good. Was there any excessive trash talking during the 82-18 game, or were you guys pretty gracious with them?
We tried, but they were too nice. You just couldn't do it. Yeah.
The score alone didn't do it, but they were just too nice.
Were they like kind of like, thank you, may I have another nice, or
yeah, just like
did they all
complimenting you on everything.
It's a really nice hit.
They were being passive aggressive.
They're all Andrew Luck. They're just all Andrew Luck getting hit. They're like, hey, great hit on that one. Great hustle. No. Great hustle when you ran the ball down my throat. Great hustle on that one.
Great fumble return defense. Good job.
Sounds like a bunch of Canadians. Canadians.
Yeah, is it CFL there? Liz, do you want to tell us about you have a game coming up though, right? You're in a bye week right now. What's your game coming up?
Friday we go to CV.
And is CV a good team this year? Is this what kind of matchup is this going to look like?
This will probably be one of our biggest games this year.
Okay. This is not a homecoming game, correct? That's in October.
Yeah, but they picked us for their homecoming. So
this is their homecoming game.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go in and dominate homecoming games, right?
Yeah.
If
usually
you
pick
spoiler
the worst team.
Yeah.
And the
worst team on your schedule.
So that's a little bit of you got a little chip on the shoulder, I think, for that, huh?
Yeah.
For picking you. Okay. I see you, CV. We see you, CV.
See you in the trash.
What would you say? Without giving away your team's game plan, what was something that you guys are focusing on that you can share going into a game like that?
Defensively, if we're there on defense, we should be good. We just
Okay.
got to stop their run.
Stop the run,
Yeah.
and then just making sure your offensive line is strong on offense, right?
Yeah, I watched CV play last week. They can't throw the ball; they just run. So
that's where you know that. Okay.
Their quarterback just has a weak arm, no receivers, or what?
they just can't catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bad receivers.
Bad.
Yeah.
Just not good at moving it, but with Rook they can run. Well, stop the run. Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's good. So, what are you looking forward for most for this season?
Winning games, trying to go far again in the playoffs.
Trying to get in the districts at least again,
And that was
Yeah.
last year, right? Where you guys went down to, was it Boise area?
Yeah, we went to what is that called?
yeah.
Like 3 hours past Boise. Burley?
Yeah.
Burley.
Burley. Yeah. Smells like cow shit down there.
Yeah.
No, they lost that final game, but the game before was really that Prairie game was the real game, though. In my opinion, that was like the Super Bowl for your season. I feel like they had already gone to Prairie. They lost the first time there. The weather was kind of crummy. Like offensively, we just had a hard time moving the ball. Not a lot of protection for Titus last year. You know, it was just now they didn't score again. Prairie didn't score again in the second half of that first game.
Yeah.
So I saw that there was potential there. You know, you could get a stop. It's just that first one. It was that first half. It was lost. Now in the second game for that, which was what was that? That was a district. It was an elimination game. That was in the tournament. It was like the play-in game, basically,
No,
right?
I think it was first round.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, first round, but it was away in Prairie, and you guys went up there and got the job done that second time.
Yeah,
And
the one that mattered.
the one that mattered, like the Super Bowl for like even anything after that was, you know, would have been icing basically, right?
Yeah.
And you know that was on top of what was coming down the line too, which is what we knew for basketball season. And we haven't had you on since basketball season, correct? We have not had you on.
Yeah.
So you guys,
It was after they won, right?
Prairie's kind of like the rival in basketball, right?
kind of everything.
Okay.
Zach, I'm getting a little bit of feedback on yours. Sorry.
I'll check it.
Yeah, Prairie's like the rivalry for most of our sports. Is that correct, Liz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, Prairie, Kamei-ish. Definitely not. Last year, there wasn't very much of a rivalry for anything in basketball.
No.
No. Yeah. Who did we? I came up and watched one game. You guys just slaughtered
Well, you came up to Logos.
Logos. Yeah,
And-
Logos. Those guys suck, dude. bunch of
Bad.
Logos actually made it to the semifinals in the state tournament. We played
They
them.
did. Oh,
Oh, you
that's
see them
that's
again
cool.
in the semis?
That's cool.
How much did you put them by in that second meeting?
I don't know. We played them 4 times last year.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
But
Did you not
then-
announce all those games, Derek? Or
I announced all the home games, but nothing
the home games. Oh,
for
okay.
state and nothing for
I guess that makes sense. You wouldn't do the away games,
right. So I didn't realize that you guys had played them in the semifinals. Did you beat them by a lot in that game?
Yeah.
Just
You
haven't
guys
figured out.
won those games by at least 50, didn't you?
Yeah. We won the state championship by 40.
It's not even fair. That's like not. You're like 2K. You're like 2K in that shit.
Zach and I went and watched the girls, and it was the same thing. They buy 50 for every game. So just incredible. Liz, so what's next? I don't want to put the pressure on you, but you're a senior, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you looking at trying to go play anywhere, or are you?
That's the plan right now. Yeah.
Cool. Would you be? You'd be willing to go to a JUCO though, obviously. Yeah. Did Tommy went to Tommy went to JUCO, right? Your brother.
Yeah. Then he transferred out.
So you could still go to a junior college and go to a. Yeah, I think that's what. So that'd be good. What is there anywhere you'd be interested in going up off the top of your head, or you kind of?
I want to go play at high school.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You'd be playing with your former teammate, right? If you did that, because AJ Ellenwood is there. That would be pretty cool.
A lot of guys I know that play there right now.
All right. That'd be pretty cool.
Where's that at? What is it?
High school Indians College in Lawrence, Kansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have a pretty good team, though, correct?
Yeah. And I got family like an hour from there.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
It would work out pretty nice.
That would be great.
Yeah.
We heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. If you got any high school recruiters listening to the show, watching this show,
Big fans
to go.
Big fans.
Hint. All right. We are gonna. I definitely want to get to NFL and obviously our fantasy. I think we already have some questions rolling in for fantasy. It looks like we got some comments at least. We sure do. So before we have, we got Dalton. That's a teammate of Lisco's, and hello, student Dalton. Hello, Dalton.
I figured it was someone who knew one of those because they didn't ask a fantasy question.
Zach, you sound like a. Is it Sean? Do you hear that too, or is that just me, or am I having? Okay.
I'll unplug myself.
Okay, Zach, I hear a bit of Cybertron. It sounds like Megatron.
I feel bad for you guys, man. You guys always got shit happening.
Because we have these studios that we set up. Yeah. We, like nothing's like permanent, Yeah. Zach's got his permanent setup now, I think.
Well, I've actually been unplugging my shit though, because I've been moving my laptop and playing WoW out there, but I guess I just get lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky guy.
I actually have it all plugged into one thing that I don't unplug.
Lisco, you've had some time to prepare now. We have college games all day today. We have NFL games tomorrow. We had a big Thursday game. None of us gave our pick, by the way, for Thursday. We did not do that last week.
We forgot to do it last week.
Did any of us get it right?
I did.
I did not get it right.
Your boy.
I picked the Rams at home. Liz, do you think that there is a must game watch this weekend? Something you got to watch?
I don't even know who plays this week.
I gave you time. Prepare. Well, that's the answer. Is no.
None of them.
If you're gonna choose any of the, so pull up the schedule. If you're gonna watch those,
who is your team? Are you a Hawks fan or are you?
Yeah.
Seahawks. I mean, that Seahawks Denver game is probably going to be pretty spicy.
Oh yeah. I'll pick.
Is that Monday?
I think so. I think it is Monday.
That actually might be that could be a game to watch just to see Russell, playing his old team,
Yeah, that game's going to be
with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Have you guys seen the Pete Carroll comments on that yet? By the way, do I sound better?
Yeah.
Okay. So they asked Pete Carroll about the reception that Russell Wilson would get, expecting him to be a class act about it, right? Like, Russell did a lot for this team, yada, 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 nice things, respect. It was like the opposite. It was, well, we're going to let the 12th man decide. And it was basically like, we need the crowd to be loud as shit. And I need to make sure we win this game. And we can be nice to Russell afterwards, which it's just not what people expected. And I kind of liked it. I didn't hate it, but
I like it now. I didn't know about it.
I like it. That's sassy. I like Sassy Pete. I like Sassy Pete.
That game's in Seattle.
yeah.
Yep.
It's in Seattle. Liz, who are you picking for that game, though? I'm going to have you give us a pick for that game. Realistic look.
I'm going Seattle.
Here's the thing about it. I don't hate the pick.
No.
It's still Denver, and it's still in Seattle. And I've said it every year. It's hard to just go into Seattle and walk away with a win.
But the best quarterback they've ever had is going back into the stadium that he's played in for the last. He's going to be used to the noise. He's going to be used to the environment.
That's true.
And I think Denver has the better team.
True.
I'll save my pick for the end, but I like the Seattle pick. I'll just say that.
Okay.
I think that's spicy.
Liz, do you have anything else you want to add? We could cut you loose here, and definitely let's get you on again. Especially like to hear for your
Sure.
homecoming.
When is the next home game for you guys? Football.
2 weeks,
Is
I
that-
want to say.
Okay.
Thursday night.
That's right.
The
Who is that against?
22nd. I want to say. Logos.
Okay. Oh, against Logos. That might be.
I want to go to that. I
Might
want
have-
to go to that.
Might have to watch that game.
I want to see those same haircut Mormon boys. Or wait, they're Catholic, right? Those same haircut Catholic boys get whooped up on.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch. They all got the same haircut. You're not lying about.
They all had the same haircut. When you guys were playing them in basketball when we went up there, dude, I was just laughing at that team.
They had the same hair. All have the same exact haircut.
All my boys, we got the same fucking haircut.
Yeah, we go to the same barber. We all stand in line for the same barber to give us all the same haircut. And it's always like that little like the part like the
Yep.
like Hitler Youth haircut. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Just saying. I like the haircut too. I like a good part. You know, I'm just saying it looks like it's a thing. You go to NAIA, you go to those NAIA games, you get all those kids running around in warm ups, and they're like little Hitler Youth haircuts. So, they're big platinum blonde kids, man. I don't know. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming on the show, Liz, and we'll definitely have to have you on again.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
Yep,
We'll talk to you
anytime.
soon.
And have a great weekend. Good kid. Good kid. That's high praise. He's a
That's
good
high praise. That's high praise.
good kid. High praise.
He's back.
Hey!
He's still on it. So I was like, let's bring him back on. Hey, he's back again. So, see you, Liz. When you're done there, you can close out. Have a good weekend.
Bring him back on.
Bring him back on.
No,
Bring it on one more time. Oh, I really got you. I was trying to do it one more time. He clicked
when you
out.
were talking about those haircuts, there was some like just this week. I think I saw some meme that was like a picture of a bunch of dudes who asked you or how bad your tattoo hurt, and it just showed like a bunch of people with that haircut sitting in a row together, and that's what I just thought of.
That's so fun you thought of. Zach, you got some stuff on the docket.
I got a docket today. I broke it down by game. So
Hey, man.
look, listen.
Can you dock me real quick?
We're all gonna dock at some point,
Okay.
but
Love it.
then I saved all that. We had to get the kid out of here real quick,
Yeah.
and now the docking talk can begin.
Aren't swimming in the pool. Welcome to the you know.
Time for a little adult swim.
Is it midnight? Is it midnight already? After dark?
After dark, babe. This is
Max.
Oh,
Max.
welcome to that sports program After Dark show.
Do you guys watch that recess therapy shit? You know, there was that kid who likes corn, and that was hilarious. But there's a different one. There's a different one where the kid gets asked about what his parents do after he goes to bed, and He said they have this thing called midnight meat, and it's not sexual. It's like they actually just think that their dad just eats a bunch of meat after everyone goes to bed, because that's what men do. But we turned it into a different game called Midnight Meat, and you're about to get the first segment of it.
You get the first segment.
No, so here's what I did. And on top of terribly answering everyone's fantasy questions, which we will do that. I decided to pick a question to ask you guys for each game as we go through the pick.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It does not have to be win or lose related. It just is something that I thought of when I thought of one of the players or one of the coaches on one of the teams. So we can tie it into your picks. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, but it's really just me asking you guys some questions. So, Derek, you can still pull up the pick 'em.
Should I pop this up there?
Hey, man,
Let's go straight to it.
Pop it up. Well, let's see. There we go. Okay.
I went with the Rams. I lost. We did not do a pick last week.
Yeah, when this came out, when the pick'em was shared, I really didn't want to fall behind week one. Last year, the first 2 weeks were what boned me, and I slowly recovered as the weeks went on. This year, I tried to go with Vegas favorites for the most part all the way through, even though I know week one, Vegas is as wrong as we are, because we're just going off biases from the year before. But I picked Buffalo because they were the favorite on the road. I bought into all the hype. And then I watched a ton of content between last week and this week. And as the days went on, I saw Matthew Berry pick the Rams, his co-host on Roto World picked the Rams. And then I watched Pat McAfee 2 days ago, and they both picked the Rams. I think him and AJ Hawk both picked the Rams. I got swayed.
Can I ask a question?
You can ask a question.
I know that they're the Super Bowl champs, returning.
Sure.
Matt Stafford, is a little beat up. What gave everybody the thought that Big Dog Buffalo wouldn't just come in here and run the show?
Well, I went with I'll answer that first because I Derek this. I went with the home team at home Thursday night, home team at home. Returning Super Bowl champions. I thought this was a no-brainer, honestly. I mean, I thought, if any team's going to beat them, it's Buffalo. I just thought, surely in the opening game, the the Super Bowl champions will win at home.
And they usually do. I think they have, until this game, they had 6 of the last 7 times. Yeah. And it's not like they give them easy matchups. Mm-hmm. Remember 2 years ago, I believe they gave Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, they gave them the Cowboys, which they have them again this year. But they gave them that opening game, I believe, after that Super Bowl run, and they more than delivered. It's usually what happens. Also, a lot of people want to paint this narrative that Stafford is hurt, even though from everything we've heard about his baseball surgery is that he's feeling better than ever. And if anything, he won a Super Bowl with a hurt elbow last year.
Yeah.
So he's supposedly better, which is easy to say in the off season.
Yeah. Well,
also on Thursday night games, if you look, the overwhelming majority of teams that win Thursday night is the home team.
there was like a Sean McVay stat that was like he's not lost something.
Yeah, it's also Sean McVay. So I think there's plenty of answers to your question, Sean. If anything, it's also the first game of the season. You don't know which team is going to come out swinging and which team isn't. And it's not like the Bills were executing super well. They had 4 turnovers in this game, and the Rams got 3 points off of all of them.
And then to that, what I think it was, you definitely saw that this game could have flipped at any switch. I just think the Bills adjusted after halftime better. The Bills went in the locker room and came out, and I think they adjusted. Like Josh Allen turned it on after halftime.
100%. I think if there was any questions about Dorsey moving into the offensive coordinator role from the QB coach role, those are all settled immediately. I thought their game plan was awesome. That opening drive, they easily moved the ball down the field. I think they also have really found something with, and it was really the last 6 games of the season last year, with Singletary being the true primary back. Moss will still get his red zone looks. Cook, if healthy, is still going to get some catches in the passing game, but we're going to start seeing 20-plus carries a game from Singletary, especially because I think as the season goes on, they're going to plead Josh Allen to run the ball less. Please don't give everyone a heart attack. Run the ball less, even though we know you're more than capable.
Yeah, I shit myself like 5 times in that game.
But it was a great game if you're a fantasy owner.
Is he your quarterback?
I have him in a league.
And then like we already mentioned Cooper Kupp. And I, in our sports program league, I was kind of getting like shot in the foot because I played against Gabe Davis. So it was like I felt like every time I was getting points, there was points scored against me. So that was stressful because I had Stephon Diggs. So Diggs is going to be a guy this year. But someone gave a stat earlier in the week, like Gabe Davis, the other receiver from Buffalo, who's just a touchdown machine, was really only on the field for 20% of the plays last season, and he was still like becoming a threat. Mm-hmm. And now he's on the field 3x that amount. So it's just anyone who got him as their wide receiver 3 or 4 that's scary, man. He's obviously going to be a big part, and I don't think it jeopardizes anyone who has Stephon Diggs at all. If anything, that's a receiving core that you can probably play both of them and do pretty well. So I think Diggs is right up there now with Justin Jefferson for me as guys who can take the fantasy throne from Cooper Kupp. So
I think our little sound came back.
For me?
Yeah.
A little bit, not too bad.
Not a ton, but
it's like a crinkle thing that keeps it.
It's like a.
I can fix that. Just keep moving.
We got you.
Yeah. Well.
But so for you, Sean, this was just a gimme, though, huh?
I don't know, man. I think the Bills are the better team.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with you. You got the Thursday night football home team, like you have all that stuff in play. But I do think the Bills are just the better football team.
I also will admit that I went and did all of my picks like right when I got added on there, just to get it out of the way to make sure I didn't miss it. So
yeah,
this week the next pick'ems I'll definitely. I mean, I haven't even set the rest of mine. I'll be kind of setting them on today's show, like to make sure I know which ones I want. I'm pretty sure I'm leaving everything I did though. I did it before anything even started, like during preseason. Oh, got you, kitty.
Honestly, I change mine all the time. So I change them before we scroll to it sometimes.
So, Zach, do you want me to? We'll go to the next game and you ask your question, basically.
Yep.
All right.
Let's do this. Pick them.
Let's pick them. But before we get there, did you guys see that? I know Sean did. He shared it to me in the first place. Did you see the Jameis Winston video this week?
Oh my god!
The shoulders, knees, and toes thing.
No!
This guy, man, he's on a different fucking.
He's still a crazy guy, isn't he?
He's on a different planet, dude.
Because what did you go? You got your shoulders, right? What else do you got? Your hips.
Your hips. And what's like your hips?
What else you got there? Your knees.
You got your hands and your feet, and then your feet are connected to your knees and your elbows.
What accent is that? What do you?
I can't talk like him.
Yeah, that would be offensive. So I'm glad I'm glad instead you did like a New Jersey wise guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
I did a Jameis Winston if he was white and from New Jersey.
Yeah, newspaper for a nickel.
Can I shine your shoes, mister? I went like old timey with it. Can I shine extra? No, I don't know.
Sean Payton gone though. Sean Payton gone. Jameis Winston getting another opportunity, who didn't look bad before he went down last year. Do you have any expectations at all for Jameis Winston this year, either of you?
To be completely honest, sorry, real quick, I would have rather have taken the Falcons on this, just because I'm rooting for Mariota. So I'm going to go ahead and I am actually changing my pick on this one. Because I'm rooting for Mariota, but go ahead, you guys.
So for me, if Winston just can stay in a whole season, I don't think he'll be bad. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
And And that just that. I think if he just doesn't get hurt, I think he could do some damage. But
well, everyone I ask gives the argument that he's a turnover machine, blah blah blah. But we just didn't see that for the Saints. So yes, we saw it earlier in his career, but we did not see it last year.
No.
So I don't know. I don't think him or Mariota get the credit they deserve for maybe improvements that they've made. And maybe this is the game where one or both of them maybe earn a little bit of that. It's a 5.5 spread or 5.5 point underdog to the Falcons. And obviously we can see the percentages here, 93 to 7%.
Who's the coach of the Saints now?
Kind of surprising. Whoever their defensive coordinator was last year, I can't remember his name. Don't care. Former Raiders head coach.
I didn't know until very recently.
Del Rio?
You're just literally saying names at this point.
Oh no. Okay, it was the defensive coach for the Raiders last year. Is that what you're saying?
No, he was the Saints head coach. It's Dennis Allen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know until very recently that Sean Payton was even not the coach anymore. Honestly, like a couple weeks ago is when I learned that he was not the coach anymore. That's how little expectations I have of the Saints. Is how little knowledge I have of them. Without him as coach, though, without Drew, though, honestly, I think this division is it's the Bucs division probably, but I think with the Saints being how they are, I don't see it's the Falcons are in a good position right now to be done so dirty with a 7% pick. They could come out and win this game.
Yeah, I don't see why. It's so.
Mariota could come out and call his number several times. I think basically the Falcons are must watch right now because I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch because they're going to be playing with nothing to lose.
He's going to be calling his number more than a few times, and they're going to be calling his number intentionally on the ground more than a few times. I've mentioned it on the show before, but I think Arthur Smith has learned from their experience in Tennessee to just let him be Marcus. There's nothing to lose. They're not expected to win many games this year. Right. This one, it's a coin flip for me. I don't understand the 93 to 7 thing, but because I think Sean Payton might have had a direct impact on Winston cutting down the turnovers. So because of that, now they have a defensive-minded head coach again.
Yeah,
I would be concerned as a Saints fan he would kind of fall back into old habits. I'm not saying he will, and I think they're the more talented team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So I am rolling with the Saints on this one. But you're right. I think we could see something out of Mariota. If not, it's going to be. If not now, we're going to be seeing Ritter faster than expected, I believe.
And it still could be very fun to watch Mariota play with nothing to lose, really.
He's got some sneaky weapons, man.
Right.
London might be playing. Pitts is playing. They have a stacked running back room, I believe. And Zacchaeus is a sneaky good touchdown threat. They're going to send him deep a few times.
Yeah. Excellent.
I had the Falcons pick this morning. I switched to the Saints, and then I switched back to the Falcons.
You got the Falcons as well?
Swung.
Yeah, I just think Mariota might get it done. I feel like it's going to be a shocker game.
I guess my point of thinking is if I'm going to have any optimism at all, it's going to be in game 1 of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't know what the Saints are going to be with the new coach, Jameis Winston. I don't know, but they say I don't get the 93% thing here, but we'll see.
It's in Atlanta, man, and like you said, it's game 1 of the season. So even if the Falcons go on to have an absolute dog shit year, they still might win this game.
They could win this game. This would be
for them. I'm just picking against them, guys, because I want to win the pick'em this year. I want the goddamn belt back.
Yeah,
I get it.
Fair.
I'm getting it based on just my heart,
Well, this coach that's on the Saints, he was the coach last year, right?
He was the
defensive coordinator last year.
Defensive coordinator.
Yes.
Did Sean Payton coach last year?
Yeah, he coached them last year.
It seems like a long time ago, though.
It does. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like the Drew Brees not being there last year. I thought they left together for some
And he
reason.
wanted no business in that after Drew was gone.
Yeah. I think that's literally what happened. I think after Drew was gone, he was like, "Oh, this sucks." He's like, I'm not gonna coach. He's like, why do I think so highly of Taysom Hill? Like, am I an idiot? I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
49ers and the Bears. I thought this is a no-brainer. I don't even. Who's the quarterback for the Bears? Are they going with?
It's Fields.
It's Fields, but they're not going. So Fields is still like. He either is going to go out there and ball or he is not. I'm not sold on him. I'm not unsold on him. I want him to do good, but I don't know.
Well, so that's my question for this game is it's the second-year quarterback battle, right? Do we have any expectations that either quarterback, Trey Lance or Fields, will take that second-year jump? They're starting to be, if we go back a month and a half, preseason, you see all those clips of Lance throwing to Ayuk, and you kind of get excited about what he can do arm talent-wise. But then over time, a bunch of rumors come out from camp that he is not progressing. They also obviously re-signed Jimmy G, which is a sign that he's not progressing. And now from the Bears camp, we're just hearing Fields can do it all. Expect a big jump year 2. So it's kind of shifted, but I wanted to know if either of you had any expectations for these guys. And I would say Fields more than Lance because I think Lance is still so young. Even if he doesn't do well this year, he could still end up being something.
I think Kyle Shanahan desperately needs Trey Lance to be good. I don't think Kyle Shanahan has. He might not be coach again if Trey Lance isn't good.
He put a lot of faith in him, man. He put all his chips in the Lance basket.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's made some bold moves with starting Trey and I don't know. Like I think this is it. Like Trey Lance has got to be good
this year.
I think this year he has to be good. I think Kyle Shanahan's scared.
For me, I just hope Trey Lance plays smart, and that's it.
That's it too. I agree with you, man. We know he's physically gifted, and people say he's smart, but we need to see that he's smart on the football field. But I mean, the same can go to Fields. People say he can make every throw that exists.
Fields might look better in this game just because he's had more starts.
So for me, that's where I'm at. I think Fields looks better out of the two in this game. I think Mooney is like an absolute stud at wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if we see if Chicago can run the football, though. I think that's where they can win this game. They need to get one or both of their running backs going. But that's kind of why I think it doesn't matter if Lance actually has a killer game, because I think San Francisco is a top 5 defense. I just really like the people they have over there. I like Kyle Shanahan's ability to call run plays regardless of who the quarterback is. Listen, there was plenty of games that Jimmy G won just being a game manager.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
if we get a smart game out of Lance, you probably still get a win even on the road. I'm taking San Francisco. I think Chicago, even though they only have 8% on here, they get a lot of on TV. They're getting a lot of trendy picks.
Yeah.
Oops.
I don't think that's a fair spread either, just like the last game or percentage spread or whatever. I'm going Niners. I just think that they have the better team.
I mean, I would say overall they're probably the better team still. It's still the Bears. It's with the Bears, I got to be sold. I like every year you got to sell it to me. Like every year was Matt Nagy. I'm like, nah, I'm not buying this. Not buying it again. Now it's not Matt Nagy, but it's still it's the Bears still.
I'm going to answer this now because I'm not going to wait for the Raiders game. Is
this one?
No, wait. I'll wait for the Raiders game.
Or is this the one answer?
I don't, dude. It's not Allen's fault.
Save it.
I'll say one thing about the Allen Robinson thing, though. it's not like he wasn't out there.
Yeah.
He was out there 90% of the snaps that they took.
Yeah.
So
he caught a couple passes too, right? One, or was it just one?
I don't know if he got shut down or if they're intentionally, they just didn't have him as a big part of the game plan this week, but he was out there the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's all you can really ask for.
There it is.
It was like a 6% target share, though. So that's what's scaring people. 90% of the time, 6% target share. Is he not getting open? I don't know. Questions. But it's only week 1. He's out there a lot. That's a good sign. So I would chill on the fuck Allen Robinson stuff for now. Big game next, though, boys.
Big game next.
Yeah.
I love being 9% picked.
Derek, you want to know what my question is for this one?
Yeah.
I actually don't have one. I wrote down, just let Derek talk. It's the only game that I didn't write a question for.
That's fantastic. Okay, first off, I'm glad Mitchell Trubisky is getting the shot to start. I like it. I want him. I hope he plays good.
Sounds like he earned it, man. It doesn't sound like he's just like they're just giving it to him.
No, I think you're right. And in that last preseason game where he started it off, I think they were showing us exactly what they were going with. They were going, we're going to start Mitch for sure. Kenny's kind of nipping at his heels. I do think if they were starting Kenny today, I do think he's ready, actually. I think he's NFL ready. But I want to see what Mitchell has. That said, the Bengals were my worst or my first to worst.
Mm-hmm.
So
they were actually my first to worst.
Well, they were. I mean, they were mine as well. Well, they were. I mean, I think I ended up going with.
I think you did like a first to worst, and we didn't pick both this year.
You're both right. Yeah, I think you're right. So I went. I'm going with Steelers on this. This is yet another season where I am not choosing against my team. So you're going to know every single week that I'm not choosing against my team. Now that said, I do think the Steelers have a fair shot of winning this game. I know that the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, but they also lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And when you lose the Super Bowl, statistically, traditionally, historically, you haven't been as good the next year. I don't know.
Unless you're the Patriots.
Unless you're the Patriots. This is not a gimme.
Nope.
I don't know why people keep thinking this is a gimme. This is not a gimme.
I think what we see with these percentages is just simply that people are playing the odds, right?
Yeah.
And the majority of the people that are not fans of either team are just going to pick the team that's favored to win.
Yeah.
Sean.
Is Joe Burrow playing? I know that I thought he was injured.
He had a appendicitis.
Questionable. Yeah, well, that's still okay, yeah, my mom had that, and she came back really quick, so I think I'm going Bengals.
He's a young stallion. That was like 3 weeks ago at least.
I'm going
probably more than
Bengals.
that. Huh?
Was he sick then?
I think he was a little sick. I saw him on Pat McAfee's show this week, though. It sounds like he bounced back just fine.
All right, good.
I mean, my question marks here are just the defenses of both teams. Because I think that the Steelers' offense is much better.
Yeah, the Steelers' defense is still well. Okay, so the offensive line is still a little left to be desired. I think for the Steelers, it's still not great. Now, granted that it's good to have. It's good that if you're gonna have that offensive line, it's nice to have somebody a little more mobile, like Mitch or Kenny Pickett playing. I don't think Ben would have lasted with this offensive line at all. But at the same time, they got to work on it a little bit. Maybe they could. I don't know if they could trade Mason maybe for another offensive piece, like a try to shore up the line a little bit. I don't know.
I think the most they'll get out of him is a pick. It's hard to.
Yeah, like a fourth.
A fourth would be great, man. That'd be great for him.
Fourth round for Mason. That's a good deal.
To a team that's just desperate and needs a guy. So that is the hard part is that the Steelers, I don't think they've shored up the offensive line. I like them everywhere else, though.
Same.
And I think that's why they had to get a big lumbering quarterback to take Roethlisberger's place, it's because they know it's not better.
Is it just me, or is it easy to forget that Trubisky is a pretty big dude?
He does. Yeah, he doesn't look. He doesn't look big.
For me, it's not the big that I forget. Sometimes it's the mobility that I forget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because I think him and Pickett are both sneaky nimble. I don't know if Pickett carries into his like older age. Like as Pickett approaches 30, maybe he loses a little bit. But I think Trubisky's the same dude he's always been. I think he can run the ball when he needs to. I think he's pretty stout.
I guess Mason Rudolph's taller than both of them, but Mason Rudolph's 6'5", and they're both about 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", but they're not small.
And I think they're in a good situation this year where none of their starting quarterbacks, and Tomlin said it right, no one played their way out of a job. So instead of having to pick against someone who fucked it up, he just had to pick the best dude when they all played well, which is a pretty nice luxury. But because of back to the offensive line thing, I am only picking the Bengals because of the fact that I know they have that as a strength, which that was not a strength of theirs last year. I think they improved that area where the Steelers maybe didn't. It's also in Cincinnati. This will be a matchup where this time when they play, I'll probably pick Cincinnati. When it's in Pittsburgh, I'll take Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fair.
pick the home team both times. I think it's that close between the two. I picked them to go from first to worst, so I got to start picking against them eventually.
I told Sean before you got on, before we started the show too, the other, if my thinking for this year for the Steelers is if they can get to the playoffs last year with Ben, I have to think they can be better this year. And it's nothing against Ben. It's just old man Ben, big old stiff-legged 6'5" older guy Ben,
That's a great point, man. They've just never had a bad season with Tomlin. And it's weird that people are thinking that this is the year that finally happens when, in my opinion, they're probably better than last year.
Yeah. I genuinely think they're better than last year. I think they're mostly the same team as last year, except for they added George Pickens, who I think is going to be huge. I think the fact that Pickens and Claypool and DJ are playing at the same time, right? I mean, you had you got Juju and Claypool, but they kind of were alternating because they played the same position-ish, so you never had them out there together, but now you can have all the weapons. DJ, Claypool, and Pickens all play different stuff.
Agreed, and they also have a killer tight end, especially in the red zone.
And then you still got Najee Harris. I think
Freiermuth.
The pieces are there. It's just
that's a team where I don't know how often they get into the red zone, right? Like I don't know how well they execute, but once they're in the red zone, how do you even decide who gets the ball? Like you could hand it to Najee all you want. You have these dogs on the outside, and then you also have Claypool and Freiermuth taking up the middle of the field. But there's just so many options.
Yeah, good stuff. All right,
like my team, that's a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be a good season. I'm excited.
Falcons and Pittsburgh are very much like.
Yeah,
but not necessarily because they're going to be good. It's just they're going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Right. I think this also has potential to be interesting. Honestly, both of these teams have opportunities to be interesting. I'm going to go with the Eagles on this just because it's against the Lions and it's the Lions. But I think the Eagles are very interesting with Jalen Hurts again, who is going to get – how many yards did he rush for last year?
I don't know, but it's just an extra weapon.
Yeah.
Right. I like Hurts too.
He's looked better every season.
Yeah.
And they love to throw the ball deep. So I know he gets a lot of flack on his completion percentage, but when you're letting him air the ball out that much, it's going to be lower than other people's.
Right.
Yeah.
And now with A.J. Brown, they're just going to keep doing it. Which is fun. He's got that deep threat mixed with that running threat. I love quarterbacks like that. Super fun.
Same here. Dude, I was just talking to a student at school, actually, about how Jalen Hurts on the Eagles is like a Madden team. Seriously, where you either, like when you play Madden, where you either just go like Hail Mary or you just run the ball for like 1,000 yards,
Yeah.
That's the Eagles right now. I think they're going to be a blast to watch this season.
Dude, I agree. This is kind of cool in two different ways because both teams have the potential to be not just sneaky good, but sneaky like great if you believe that the Lions are building a foundation of offensive and defensive line. I still think they have question marks on other parts of their defense. So, and then obviously everyone's going to question Jared Goff, but maybe he just needs to be a game manager if that's the identity that you're taking on. But two completely different styles, two like hard-nosed, smash-mouth coaches, but ultimately different game plans. I don't know. It's fun. I got the Eagles though,
and I think we got to talk about Dallas Goedert, man. He's like one of the best tight ends out there.
Dog.
I tried to snag him in every league because I just think he's going to be that good.
Because you can get him later than Pitts and all the top guys. He's in that next tier down where you can kind of wait a little bit.
Yep.
But the problem is every time I tried to wait a little bit, he would get taken.
Same. And then I'd have to go with Knox or Hunter Henry or somebody.
Yeah, and Henry I know he'll get touchdowns. Same with Knox. But they're so much more touchdown dependent on getting any points at all.
Knox I accidentally did play him. I didn't want to play him. I wanted to wait a week or two to see.
Any league where I ended up with someone Knox tier or below, I made sure to go snag likely off waivers because no one drafted him. I had to draft him in a league to make sure I got him, but in other leagues I didn't have to. Baltimore is going to use him as a receiver, not as a tight end. So you're getting a non-touchdown dependent player at tight end, even though he's probably more of a wide receiver. Yeah. He's only listed at like average of 4 projected points this week, but I have a league where I have Zach Ertz, who I think could be super limited on snaps, and having someone like a Likely or a Hayden Hurst in that situation is money. Yeah. So.
I did see that you got Hurst.
I got Hurst and Likely, basically last second.
I also wanted to point out that both of these divisions are I could truthfully see these teams being sneaky in their division also. I could easily the Eagles, I think the biggest competition, probably the strongest team in there is still Dallas, but it's still Dallas, you know, the Eagles could win this division. And then the Lions, you know, we don't know how the Bears will be. We don't really know how the Vikings will be. And we kind of know the Packers will win that division, but
Detroit could easily sneak in.
No, I mean, just it's the beginning of the year. You just don't know yet.
Yeah, I just have a hard time thinking they'll pass both the Packers and the Vikings, who are everyone's already sneaky pick to win their division. Yeah. I think Philadelphia has the much easier road to win a division, but I do still like Detroit to sneak in as a wild card.
Yeah, that's kind of more what I was thinking, not necessarily beating the Packers, but maybe edging in, being sneaky good to get in maybe a wild card. Whereas I do think the Eagles could win that division.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Good stuff, Merv. Okay. Do you have a question on this one?
So Tua's never lost against the Patriots since he came into the league. I don't know if it's 4-0 or 5-0. I think it's 4-0. Hasn't lost to him yet.
That's got to feel good for him, though, eh?
It's gotta. But even before Tua, Belichick had this weird Miami curse.
Yeah. Yep.
So stupid question.
Kenyon Drake.
Stupid question, but is the Miami curse real?
No, it's real. It's real.
Already been answered. Look at Derek's screen.
Yeah,
I think it's real. I went with the Dolphins at home. I think the Dolphins. We've done the show long enough now. We've seen the pattern is that the Dolphins can have the Patriots number. They have their number.
But I guess the real question is it still real when the Dolphins are now considered the favorite? It's always been Dolphins as the underdog. Does that change anything?
So now that they aren't the underdog, I think both teams
are still the underdog.
I think both teams are really, really good. I still think the Patriots
You're not scared by the offensive coordinator thing?
What is
that they don't have one?
Did they not have one? I did not.
No, all of their guys are rotating on making calls. Allegedly, it's like Joe Judge and Belichick and what's his name with the Santa Claus beard, who are all defensive-minded guys.
Matt
Patricia.
Matt Patricia.
Oh, but they went and picked Matt Patricia back up. I didn't even know that.
He was there last year.
Yeah.
Good for you, Matt. I'm glad you're not unemployed.
I don't know. I do think that the curse still could be real. It could just be that mental thing. It's just like
I just don't think that Belichick's sleeveless sweatshirts hold up in Miami, man. I think it's just too much humidity.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that's what he wears. I think he sleeps in those. So I'm gonna say that
I'll be watching the game. I'll let you know first thing.
I think that Mike McDaniel seems very excited to have Tua. Or is it Mike McDaniel?
No,
Josh McDaniels.
Josh.
No, McDaniel. You're talking about the one who coaches for Miami, obviously. Since we're
what has Miami? Yeah, Mike McDaniel. I think he's very excited to have Tua as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that team could be better this year.
I don't think he's actually excited. I think it's a total hype job. I think that's what we'll get there when we get to the Kansas City game, but sometimes you just have to hype your guy. I think it's a good team regardless of Tua. He's got all the weapons in the world, and I think he can manage. But back to the game manager thing. They're coming from that San Francisco situation. They just got to game manage.
Yeah. I love the receivers in Miami too, but I love they got Parker in New England. I love Hunter Henry. So we'll see. I picked Miami. I picked Miami.
Just like it at home. Honestly, if it would have been Patriots at home, I probably would have taken Patriots at home.
Yeah.
We are still having some technical difficulties.
I mean, and both defenses on these teams are pretty good.
It's gone.
It's good. Yeah.
Zach, did you take the Patriots or you take
I took the Dolphins, man. It's in Miami. I don't like the Patriots at all this year. Not even like a little bit.
Yeah.
I know it's a hot take, but
how long do you guys think Belichick realistically has left?
That's a great question. That's what I probably should have picked here for the question to ask you guys.
Should have been the question.
I mean, I'm just genuinely curious. Do you think if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, he calls it?
I think it'll be 2 more years, this year and next year, if he has 2 non-playoff seasons in a row. But if he makes it once, man, he's just never going to retire.
Is there any chance that he can get Tom to come back? Maybe.
No.
Well,
baby, come back.
No.
Tom put his. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. We'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah,
Ravens and Jets. I took the Ravens.
Oh, Flacco's starting against his old squad. Super fucking boring game, man.
I pick in the Ravens as well.
So Lamar set that deadline for week 1 about getting a contract done. It did not get done, right? So do you guys think that impacts Lamar Jackson at all? I think it could.
Is this his?
I think they can franchise him the next 2 years anyways. Even if he wanted to leave, he's at least stuck there 2 more years.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. Just go out there and ball. Make it, Maybe, do they not want to pay him because they don't think he deserves it?
It's the guaranteed money they don't want to give him. And now that other quarterbacks have gotten it, i.e. Watson and Russ, it's just what he's expecting.
Watson, a player who's not even fucking playing.
But he's making that money.
Yeah, stupid. The Browns are stupid.
The Browns did.
So I think more of a factor than the contract. I actually had it as a non-factor, but him maybe gaining 30 fucking pounds of weight in the offseason could be a factor for fantasy more than anything.
Yeah, I mean that will affect his mobility, or do you think he'll just be more? Think he'll be more tanky?
I think the goal is to run less.
Yeah,
Like, ultimately, it's got to be.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I don't think this game is interesting at all as far as
No, I don't
watching
either.
the game.
I mean, maybe if what's
I
his
think
dick
the
was
game of the week is coming up in a couple things here. So I think this is a boring game that we've.
I think it's a great game if you have Ravens players in fantasy football, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
all across the board, we get to find out what likely is. Obviously, Bateman could be hot early when they're building that lead. And then
Zach Wilson's hurt, right? He got hurt
Yeah.
pretty bad.
yeah, and some people thought maybe he'd miraculously cover by week 1, but now we know it's 4 weeks. So
I
he
think
will return.
I think if he was playing, I'd care a little more just to catch some of
Yeah,
the game.
same.
But
Yeah.
I handcuffed Breece Hall and Michael Carter together in every league. I'm leaning towards Michael Carter in this game because they're going to be down and Joe Flacco is going to be passing him the ball out of the backfield. That's if I was forced to play one of them. I am not touching either of those guys in fantasy football. If I had to play one, Michael Carter, but once again, not touching either of these guys until Flacco's gone.
I agree with that 100%.
They need to bring back Josh, Grandpa Josh.
Guys, guess who's next?
I accidentally just closed it.
It's our team.
It's I'm on the wrong screen. I thought I scrolled down to the right one. It's our team. It's the official team. Well, it's actually the official team of sports program against the
former
official team of sports program.
And you took the former.
And I also took the former.
I made
I
this.
also took the former.
I made this pick a long time ago. I made this pick mostly because of Carson Wentz. Now, that said, though, I am actually going to take, because I did make this so long ago, I am going to make the pick and I am going to take Jacksonville. Mostly because I'm not as concerned about winning the pick'em this year. I'm okay being a loser, so I'm going to go ahead and go with I'm rooting for Trevor Lawrence. I still like Trevor with the coach, with Peterson. I do actually think it is a great match, good matchup. I think the Jaguars have potential to be a good team.
I want to agree with you.
We have not seen it yet, but I
want to. But then why are you not?
You know me, man. I got a soft spot for the Commanders, baby.
I thought maybe you would just say this is like a wait and see situation.
Well,
right?
I also picked Jacksonville from my worst to first. Worst to be a little better.
Yeah.
For me, it just comes down to I don't know. I'm not rooting for Carson Wentz. I don't want to say that that's the case, but I just don't think he's as bad as people believe.
I don't either.
But he was the Colts quarterback last year when they lost to Jacksonville in the final week, and I just think it'd be funny if that haunted him.
Yeah.
We got some carryover into this week.
By the way, this is going to be one of those ones, much like the Falcons and I think the Steelers and a few other teams, where I think if you want to watch just a fun game, I think you're going to see Trevor Lawrence do a lot of stuff. Like, he's going to just try to make stuff happen, I think.
Well, I'm super hot on McLaurin in fantasy, so I actually did that because I assume that Carson Wentz is going to be able to do a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah.
I'm really banking on him getting him the football. If you're a Dotson guy, I think you could have the same viewpoint.
I'm on that McLaurin uptick this season, hopefully.
So I almost switched to the Jaguars because I saw Chase Young isn't playing, but I still like the Riverboat Ron defense here, and it's in Washington, so I'm going to ride with the Commanders.
All right. I like it. Sean, you went Commanders.
Yeah.
I'm the only fool here that went Jaguars.
Well, with our actual team, I wanted to, but I just didn't.
But I would like to win that. I'd like to win that belt.
I also would like to win that belt, so I hope I am right and you're both wrong.
I like that we're diversifying our odds here.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
and that's the hardest
part, one of us on this goddamn show to bring in that belt. At the very least, one of us brings it in.
That's the hardest part, is making that chancy pick that everyone didn't think was going to be the. That's the.
last year I lost by a goddamn game, guys. So I think about all the stupid picks I made throughout the year.
Yeah.
Just one less of them would have at least tied me up.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually was in the top till halfway through the season, and I just couldn't get it after that. You guys
I kind of came back. I made a comeback.
Yeah,
well, I was ahead of both of you, and you both.
Yeah, I made a huge late run. I just didn't miss the last 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, you did really good last. This I think should be
Sean's favorite game.
I think this is the must-watch game of the week, hands down.
I think this has potential to be a very exciting game to watch. Only because this is Baker Mayfield hosting his former team. He's gonna kill him with kindness. I think he's gonna be.
No, not Baker.
No. He isn't. He already kind of is. I mean, he hasn't said. He's been relatively quiet.
But I think that's because he's waiting for the game.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He wins the game, he's gonna be a real dick.
He's gonna flip the switch.
He hasn't been like very vocal about it, really, and
I think both these teams are super good. Jacoby Brissett, I think, will be the reason the Browns. If the Browns lose, I think it's because of Brissett. And or if they win, if the Browns win, it's because of Baker. And
I don't hate Jacoby Brissett either.
I like him a lot, but
so my question was, is the Browns' dog shit offense the reason Baker was even bad in the first place? Like, I think their lack of faith in Baker over the last 2 years was the reason he did not play well. So, I guess my question was, do you guys agree? Do you believe that the Browns never really wanted him?
I think the Browns did want him when it
suited them.
And
to get completely different coaching staff. That's what I'm saying. This coaching staff they had the last couple of years.
Stefanski
and,
when it was the other team, when it was Hard Knocks Browns, I think they wanted him, but I think we all saw it was a bad pick. He should not have been number one. I don't think he's not an NFL player. He's not a number one pick. And that season they had 4 huge picks in the first round. They could have had anybody.
They could have Josh Allen, or Lamar Jackson. And I'm glad they didn't get either because neither of those guys would be starting quarterbacks anymore.
Yeah.
That's a huge class that they had.
Well, to be fair, I think Josh Allen went into a Bills team that was almost in the same boat as the Browns. No, they were better. They were better.
Defense.
They were better. Yeah. But so did the Browns. They
already had McDermott. He was already like a pretty established coach.
The Browns' defense was kind of what they were
the
originally
Bills had just gone to the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. That's why I took it back. I took it back because Mr. Taylor did have that good season.
I have this as the game most likely to end 13-10 though.
Okay.
Most likely to not have a lot of points because of Jacoby.
How is Baker? Is he healthy? Is he 100% healthy?
I think so. Yeah. They're either going to barely win this because they don't need a lot of offense to win this game, or they're just going to let Baker just air it out even when they shouldn't be, and then they win it like 28-10 instead.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is an exciting game.
I think Baker plays well though. I like him with CMC. I like him with Moore.
Yeah. Oh, I did not. I'm so grateful. This is going to be the year, by the way, that Christian McCaffrey has a great season because I don't have him in either of the leagues that I'm in. If I had him though,
yeah, he wouldn't
be hurt. He would be hurt after this weekend's game.
No, he would be hurt right now.
Yeah, if I would have drafted CMC, he would be hurt right now. He would not play the rest of the season. He'd be out for the rest of the season. But because I do not have him, you guys, this is a fantasy tip for all of you. If you have Christian McCaffrey, definitely start him in everything game because I do not have him in any league, and he's going to go lights out this season. Yeah. Potential Super Bowl team because I do not have Christian McCaffrey. If I had that son of a bitch, though, he'd be hurt today.
He should be very good.
He will be very good because I do not have him.
Man.
We all have the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot I was still controlling it.
We'll call it the Baker Bowl, though.
The Baker Bowl, yeah.
I saw the first article I saw, by the way, for that game was revenge game ? I mean, no.
So
Yes, but no.
my question here is not necessarily about these two teams, but for me it is. I think the Houston Texans are the team that everyone thinks is bad that is not bad.
Yeah, 100%.
So my question to both of you is, who's that team for you guys?
Out of the whole league, like who's
Some people it's the Lions, some people it's Houston, some people it's the Jags. Everyone's got a team.
Yeah.
They think it's sneaky good. For me, Houston is the team that is nowhere close to as bad as people believe. And who is that for you guys?
I mean, I think I'll just go on board with you on that because I think the Bears are middle of the road. I just think the Lions, I don't know. That's a hard question. I think it's going to take more than the first week to really have me make that pick. But I agree with you. I think Houston, they looked good last year. Their team only got better. So
I'm going to go with, so I love, I've always been a big Lovie Smith fan since the Chicago days. So I love that they have Lovie Smith. Like he actually is a very good coach. And if he could turn around a team, maybe. Also, I don't hate what you said. I do think they could be a sneaky good team. I guess I'm gonna go with the Jaguars on that though, just because they're the official team. But also, I do think that I do like the Peterson, Trevor Lawrence combination. I just get glimpses of Peterson and Carson Wentz, in that amazing run, that year.
I love Doug.
I wouldn't have been surprised if you said the Steelers either, because they're just not. They're not getting the credit they deserve.
Yeah, they're getting.
Oh man, everyone's got them down, but I don't want to over. As my normal gut says, overhype the Steelers, but I don't want to overhype them this year. I want everyone to think they're dog shit. I want people to think they're dog shit.
Hey guys. Also, that being said, I took the Colts.
Oh yeah, I picked the Colts.
Yeah,
they'll be good starting next week.
This also,
Jonathan Taylor, baby.
You guys, this year, because we've already said this for several games. I think this is must watch, even though it's with the Texans, and the reason why is I think any game right now with Matt Ryan starting for the Colts is must watch. I think the Colts are the team that you have to watch this year.
Yeah.
I have to know how it goes with Matt Ryan. I have to know. And Zach, I'm sure can identify with that. Being a Falcons fan, isn't every game at this point for the Colts a must-watch game? Like we got to know how Matt does. I mean, you have to think. If you think about the Colts last year and how well they were with Carson Wentz. Don't you think with Matt Ryan with that team last year, that maybe is even a potential Super Bowl team?
Man, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I just give Matt Ryan too much credit. So I don't know, man. I know some people believe that. And I would like to be one of the people that believe it, but I don't know. Hard to say.
Did you switch to your AirPods?
Yeah.
They sound good. You sound good.
I love the Matt Ryan move to the Colts. I love that Mariota is with the Falcons. I think it makes sense. I love Matt Ryan with the Colts. I think that made sense. I mean, like, I would imagine as a Falcons fan, it might have felt it's probably going to be weird watching that team this year, but it might be nice not having Matt there anymore and watch this guy get pummeled every.
So if you're under the belief that all the Colts needed last year was a smarter quarterback under center, then bingo, they got it.
Yeah.
And they probably don't lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So
right.
I believe that Super Bowl team, though, I just don't know because last year's playoffs on the AFC side makes no goddamn sense. Like, if you think that the Cincinnati fucking Bengals are a better team than the Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs, you're crazy. So obviously the playoffs didn't make any sense last year.
Yeah, that was wild, right? Well, the Bengals just got it done. Is that soccer?
Can I post this? I wanna.
Is this soccer?
This is This is football. This is Hey, you know what? Name with letters I've never seen in my life. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you.
I think you're 100% correct.
I don't agree with you.
I don't know better, but I am sure these are the best footballers in the world. And thank you for your contribution.
How many more seasons does Matt Ryan have?
2.
Okay. This
Let's
season
just
and
say
next?
2.
Okay.
I
That's
think
what I
so.
was going to say. I was going to say, do you think it's this season or one more season after that?
So, I mean, I think it completely depends on the amount of wins this season. Mm-hmm. If they don't make the playoffs, man, I could see that being pretty defeating.
Yeah. Okay.
Next game?
Yeah.
Not the game of the week, in my opinion.
No.
I thought this was it.
I think New York is going to be as bad as we think they are.
I had questions on this game.
Okay.
Yeah, what is it?
I had real questions on this game, but then I kind of just want to replace them with what's the worst game of the week and why is it this one?
I was thinking about this morning, but I cannot. If you put a gun to my head and told me to tell you the last time I remember seeing Saquon Barkley play in a game, you would have to pull the trigger. I literally cannot remember the last time I saw Saquon Barkley in a game. I have not watched the Giants, and he's played so infrequently. You know,
I can tell you, I watched him play last year.
Did he play last year? He did play.
Yeah, but I watch every game. So,
did he play all season last year?
No, he did not.
No, okay.
But he did play.
No, he's also like a huge dark horse to win like the rushing title. I saw it was like plus $7,000 if you bet 100 on him.
Did you say you were going to do that?
I don't actually have the balls. I mean, but like, if you think about the idea that $10 wins you $700, I'd probably do that. Like, why not?
What do you think about that? Then that's my question. What do you think about that prediction?
Honestly, even if he's healthy, I don't like it. It's the Giants, man. That even if he's completely healthy, people know that's what they're going to do if he's completely healthy, right? Like their whole offense has to be around him. My question to you guys for real though was, it seems like both of these quarterbacks are going to be on very short leashes this season. Mm-hmm. Both of them. I think Tannehill is also with Malik Willis there. He definitely showed he can compensate with his legs for maybe the lack of QB prowess in the pocket. Yeah. And Daniel Jones has had a couple of years now, and he's got Tyrod Taylor as a backup. So I don't know. For me, the question is who gets pulled first this season between the two?
Okay, so first off, let me speak to that a teeny tiny bit. I think first off, the fans are going to be awful in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. If Tannehill starts looking like normal, yeah. Because those fans are already, you know how it is. Like they want Malik Willis in there already because they don't care. It could be an upturned mop, with sunglasses. But Malik is, he's sexy. He's exciting.
Oh, so, he's hot.
He is sexy.
You're gonna see.
I don't even know.
You're already gonna
find out.
I mean, I've already seen message boards and stuff online. Like I've already seen that the fans of Tennessee. They already want Malik in there. They don't care about Tannehill.
Dude, he's got one of those smiles, baby. He's got one of those smiles.
And frankly, as far as if we're seeing exciting football too, I guess I'm on board too. Let's put Malik Willis in there.
Why not?
But here's the thing though, is that Tannehill still has Derrick Henry.
Absolutely. Which is, I think, gonna run a fucking clinic on the New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean, last year was the year where we said, well, Derrick Henry sometimes has a slow start, and I don't know if he has a slow start this year. He did not last year. Actually, he was out of the gate.
Yeah.
So I think it's a tough question to answer because the Giants are going to. Well, no one's clamoring for Tyrod Taylor, right? But I don't think the coaches care about that because I think they just want to win football games. And if Daniel Jones starts the season 0-3 and makes a bunch of dumb mistakes, we're going to see full-time Tyrod Taylor for sure. The Titans are a different story because we're probably going to see both quarterbacks because they're just going to throw Willis in there and let him run the ball every once in a while.
I think
So
you're probably
we might not see him as a starter, but we are going to see him first because we're going to see him in this game.
Well,
But
they're
as a starter,
Wildcat stuff or
they're going to have the longer leash, though, is what I'll say. I know that their fans will clamor more, but I think the Giants don't care. Like, even if the fans don't say shit, they might just pull Daniel Jones if they're losing games. So I would actually lean there. I'm also going to take Tennessee to win this game. I think you're crazy if you have that much faith in the Giants to win.
That's
run Wildcat too, by the way.
Huh?
Yeah.
Tannehill can run Wildcat also. Like he did that in Miami. He
is a little older now, though.
Yeah,
that's true. It is true.
I think if they are going to do it, so with the 5% in New York is just New York fans. Let's just throw that out. And then, so with that being said, though, Daniel Jones, right, kind of has a chance or kind of has a history of getting hurt, and so does Tyrod Taylor. And so, who's the third man up there?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
I have no idea, honestly.
They're both
probably
injury prone.
Here, hold on. This is a great question. Are there hooligan
I love this question.
Football and basketball in the United States, like in Europe? In Europe, they do. They light smoke flares, sometimes burn chairs, throw firecrackers. The answer is yes. That is Philadelphia.
All of Philly.
All of Philadelphia for all of their teams. I would only call them hooligans. That's the only word I could use for Philadelphia fans.
It totally depends which town you're talking about. I think in America, college sports, you might actually get more of that because they can just trash campus, right? Like burn couches. You might get more of it in college. I just don't think we have I personally don't think we have as wild of fans as.
No, we don't. Fans. But in Philadelphia, if they lose games, they'll riot, and if they win games, they'll riot.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia, they're just ready to riot, you know.
But like, what did you say? Firecrackers, I've seen burnt couches. The flares and the firecrackers less.
We just don't really have those in the.
Do find things to let on fire. Like they will burn something.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to become a hockey hooligan, but I just don't have enough friends who want to go out and fight other hockey players, you know?
I don't want to get in a fisticuff. That's the thing.
I kind of do. I'm kind of in.
So, although I do think some American fans can be crazy in certain cities, and more and more people are just looking for a reason to destroy shit. Mm-hmm. So, sports has definitely become that. I still don't think it's as crazy. I see like the pub scenes when anybody in Europe wins anything, and the pubs are just nuts, and we don't see those same piece
all over and stuff. Like
just every single person is shoulder to shoulder in a pub and just going nuts when something awesome happens. I just don't think we have the same.
No, we know people to stay at home, watch stuff.
The overall atmosphere is just a little more docile here.
By the way, this Marshall and Notre Dame game is actually very good.
I am watching it. Yeah.
Notre Dame's only up by 3. It's 15-12. It's in the fourth quarter, 15 minutes left. This is a good game, actually. I kind of hope Marshall does it. Get it done, Marshall.
No.
Okay.
This game should actually be very good. I'm not gonna ask any questions because I think we're already at 90 minutes. So let's just pick them for a couple picks.
Okay, I went Packers on the road.
I went Packers as well, but I kind of feel like you'd probably have a really good question for this one.
I did. All my best questions are to come, but now I don't want to ask them because we're at 90 minutes already. All the good games are left. Packers, Vikings, Chiefs, Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers.
Stretched out,
Cowboys,
baby.
Bucks.
We're almost done.
It's stacked the rest of the way.
Yeah, I picked Packers.
It's almost done.
All I got to say is I think too many people are hopping on the Minnesota Vikings bandwagon. There's even Kirk Cousins MVP talk. If you watch shows like Good Morning Football.
Why?
Because of their new offensive coordinator. It's the offensive coordinator from last year's Rams. Everyone's just expecting a huge uptick. I have Justin Jefferson as my number one fantasy wide receiver this year. And then their running backs, as always, just need to stay healthy. I still question their defense. And I know everyone's going to question who Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball to. And my answer to that is it does not matter. They're still going to win 12 plus games. To me, it's still Packers Vikings week 1. Anything can happen, but I'm going to take the safer bet here and go with the Packers.
Same.
Yep. Same. Chiefs Cardinal. So this one, for me, I went with the Chiefs because it's the Chiefs, but I'm still very interested to see what the Cardinals have this year. I mean, they still got Kyler Murray. It's still it's that team. I think the Cardinals could be very good this year still. So this should actually be. This has potential to be a very good game.
I have my eyeballs on James Conner fantasy-wise now that he is the basically solo back in this situation. Yeah. I know they have some no-name pass catchers out of the backfield, but Moore's out at wide receiver due to injury. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is suspended. Ertz is on limited snaps in this game. It's Hollywood Brown or bust for the Cardinals in this game. I also, I don't know. The Chiefs are the interesting team because Pat Mahomes said this week, sorry to fantasy owners, but we're going to spread the ball around. That goes back to what I was saying earlier about you got to hype your guys and make them all feel good. That's false bullshit. It's going to be Kelsey and Juju Smith-Schuster all goddamn season. I'm excited to see this Chiefs offense. I think they win this game.
I think the Juju move, as much as it makes me sad, I think the Juju move to Kansas City is such a good move for both him and Kansas City.
This is people because of the Bills, because the Bengals made the Super Bowl last year. There's all these other trendy picks out there. People are just sleeping on the Chiefs. They're going to be right there at the end of all this. I don't care how hard their division is.
They still have Travis Kelce. They still have Patrick fucking Mahomes, dude.
Right.
And they have better coaching than most teams.
Yeah. Andy Reid, man.
Still got Andy Reid.
I picked the Chiefs. I honestly, I think Cardinals. So we were talking about teams that we think might be sneaky good. I think the Cardinals are going to be sneaky bad.
I like that as well, man. You're barking up the right tree there, brother.
That was
Oh, I liked that.
Let's just say I was saving that one.
That was good.
Have you been saving a single hot take for 4 years now?
Yeah.
That was probably one of the better takes, though.
That was Sean's first bold prediction ever.
Yeah,
you speak the true.
Usually, I'm just a safe bet, but that felt good.
It felt right.
Officially, welcome to the show, Sean. Yeah. He has arrived.
Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
We should do a segment every year called Sean's Hot Take of the Year.
There's only one.
He's usually first off. Let's throw this soccer comment on there. Soccer's most popular sport in the world. No.
I feel like this question every 3 years gets asked, right? And we always say, yeah, maybe in the next 3 years, and then 3 years happens and it becomes slightly more popular, and then slightly more popular. So
100%, dude. I hate soccer. I hate it.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the atmosphere. Even in America, I think it's the atmosphere is transcended to the American soccer goer, the people who actually are into the games. But that being said, I think that football has just engulfed them. I just don't see it. It's too saturated after that.
I think soccer's fine. I think it'd probably be more fun in person live. If I went to Seattle, it'd probably be fun.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
The closest thing that made me want to get into soccer was Ted Lasso, and that's it.
Same. So because of this game, thanks for loving the content.
Yeah, and I could have covered this when we hit the Jets. So let me just say Elijah Moore all the way. The Jets are going to be down. Joe Flacco loves Elijah Moore. I think we saw his target double once Joe came in last season. I know he had an 11 target and a 12 target game with Joe. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the other thing to keep in mind is Josh Jacobs sketches me the fuck out right now till we see it.
Yeah, I think I'm taking a chance on him in as a flex this week, but
He might be strictly touchdown dependent now. So I guess if
Yeah.
it's a half point PPR, you can make that risk a little more.
yeah.
But I think he'll get his red zone looks, and then any other time I think he's going to be like a 3 yards per carry type
So
back
what we
this
do
year, and it's going to become a RB by committee situation.
You know what? You talked me out of doing him. You just talked me out of it.
Well, I'm here to help the masses.
Well, see, so my issue is like I could put DK or Brandon Ayuk in as the flex, right? But I don't want to take a chance on DK yet. I want to see what happens.
I am eating up DK in that matchup. Eating it up, man. I'm playing 4 receivers in most leagues because I like sneaking him in as that second flex.
Fine, I'm putting him in. You talked me into it.
So gullible.
Watch Zach's playing you.
Well, I don't.
I made all that up on the spot.
I think Ayuk is a good bet. I don't know, man.
I actually don't even know who that is.
He's the Hannibal.
Who is DK Metcalf?
Football.
See, I like this.
Man, these are great. This is good stuff.
Do you believe me?
I don't believe you. I think you Googled that and copy and pasted it.
I mean, I don't know that NBA level. I mean,
but we're getting Luka, we're getting Giannis, we're getting
so many players from those countries. Like, yeah, I don't disagree. I'm sure they're very fun to watch. But
the only reason I wouldn't call it NBA level is because it is a slightly different game because of the rules, and so when you watch it, it just doesn't have an NBA feel because of that. But no, I think some of the best players in the world are playing in that tournament, and I've at least been checking in on it on Bleacher Report. I've been keeping tabs on it. There's been some crazy Luka performances, and because we didn't get to see Giannis in the Olympics, it's kind of nice seeing how he's doing here as well.
On this game that we're looking at here, though, I just out of the gate, I was just going to tell you, I'm not going to go against Justin Herbert in this game. Like,
never, ever.
No. I don't hate the Raiders in this, but I just between the two, I think I gotta go. I'm just gonna go with Justin Herbert.
Sean, you wanna get in on here real quick?
I think this is the Chargers' year. But I'm gonna say that every year, as long as Justin Herbert's on the team.
We've been saying that since Uncle Phil was there, but
yeah. I think this is. I just think the Chargers. This is their year, man.
I'm tired, man. That's how I feel about these guys. I'm just tired, man. I have a soft spot for both of these teams.
Same.
And there is the fact that the Raiders made sure that the Chargers didn't make the playoffs last year.
That's true.
Although Herbert basically did whatever he wanted last year.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders defense is worse though, and their offense got better, and the Chargers defense, adding Khalil Mack and Jackson, are even better. I think the Chargers run train.
Did Mack come from LA or Mack came from the Raiders, right?
Came from the Raiders, traded to the Bears.
So do you think this will be kind of like a fun little smackdown for him? You think he's going to get in there and try to...
Listen, I think some people think he's over the hill, but if I learned anything from Von Miller on Thursday, it's that...
yeah, there is no hill, baby.
Well,
Von Miller looked good.
For people like Von Miller, there isn't.
Yeah, I loved watching him play Thursday.
I'm so excited. This is the game of the week that I'm the most excited for. I cannot wait for this game.
This one right here.
By the way,
right here.
Do you think there was some gross taste in their mouth having Von Miller play for the Bills and then go in and just do what he did?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like actively recruiting Odell Beckham, and I don't know. I just thought the whole situation was interesting.
Yeah, good stuff.
I loved it.
Did we all go Chargers on this one?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey.
I do. Back to that game real quick, though. I do think the Raiders fans are going to have the majority of the crowd, even in LA. Still don't think there's a huge LA Charger audience, although Herbert is going to make a lot of people bandwagon on as the year goes on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Raiders will have the crowd, so I cannot give them home field advantage in this game. But yeah, I just think it's a redemption game for the Chargers. This is a like in their heads like a must-win game. So.
Yeah, especially that game was so frustrating to watch.
On the next one, I went with the Buccaneers because I'm just not going to go against Tom yet. I'll let the season unfold. I hate the Cowboys, and I will always hate the Cowboys. So this was just a spite game.
Yeah, for this, I definitely was like, if Tom wasn't there, would I have switched my pick? For me, you know what I mean?
I would have taken the Rams.
If Tom wasn't there, I would have never taken the Bucs. I also took the Bucs. Man, all that time he missed, who cares, man? He only played a little bit in the preseason, and when he did, the velocity's still there. Mm-hmm. He's still probably one of the smartest quarterbacks, if not the smartest quarterback to ever play the position. He's got so many weapons. Only question mark is who's coming in behind Fournette at running back, and will they get enough production out of the tight end position? But they have so many weapons on the outside, it probably doesn't matter.
Who are their tight ends? Because didn't they get rid of OJ?
They still have Braid, but I don't know anybody else on the team.
Yeah, because they got rid of Howard. Gronk retired.
Yeah. I don't know, and I should know who their other tight end is, but I just don't.
I don't.
Okay, well, Bucks.
Yeah. On a note for the Cowboys, though, I'm pretty well sold on the fact that if the Cowboys do not perform this year, McCarthy will be gone.
Yes.
And Sean Payton will be in.
Oh, okay. That's the
obvious candidate. That's what everyone thinks, at least. Everyone thinks he intentionally took the year off to wait for that job.
I'm going with.
Allegedly.
That kind of kills what I was going to say because I kind of like that now. But I was going to say
the Kellen Moore thing.
I think Kellen Moore is the next. I think they love him, and I think Kellen Moore is the next coach. Even if he's the OC and he makes bad calls, but I still think I think McCarthy's out this season. I think they could go to the playoffs. I do not think they'll go any further than even maybe one game in. If that is the case, I think McCarthy's fired.
I think if Kellen Moore was ready, he would have gotten the Denver job, and that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I don't know. I don't think he is ready. I think he's ready. I think he's ready to be only the Dallas Cowboys coach because I think Jerry Jones likes him.
I see what you're saying there.
I don't think anybody else would want him as a head coach, but I think Jerry Jones likes Kellen Moore. I think Matt McCarthy's out this year. McCarthy's out. Or Mike McCarthy, whatever the fuck his name is. The guy, the losing guy, he's going to be out. I think Kellen Moore is in, but I think you're correct. I think if he was ready, he would have gone anywhere. You know, there's several teams that could have used him if he was ready. Anyway. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Monday. This is a Monday night game. That's exciting. I'm not taking the Seahawks. I think I'm not taking the Seahawks in this. I think that Denver's going to come to town.
You can do whatever you want.
Love it.
This is going to do whatever he wants.
I want to hear, well, what do you think, Zach? Let's hear what the...
Yeah, I got the Broncos, but...
I also have the Broncos. I think we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, I mean...
Don't hate with lists. I'm okay with the Seahawks being picked. If somebody picked them, it's in Seattle. There is always going to be that.
Me too. I just think we're going to see a really good Denver offense. I think I already have a lot of confidence in their defense. I think this is a close game. I think this is like a 24-20 situation.
Who is starting for Seattle? Are they going with Locke or with Gino?
King Gino.
King Gino.
Which is
Okay.
why I love DK so much. Gino loves DK.
He does. And I did that. I played him last year without any doubts. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking.
Do you guys think that Russ to the Broncos was a good move?
For who? The Broncos or for Russ?
I think
if it wasn't for one of them, I would love to hear why you think that.
I would love to take a shot at this.
Okay.
Go for it.
I think it's good for both. He wanted out of Seattle. Seattle wasn't doing anything for him. Broncos looked good. The biggest piece they were missing was a quarterback. There you go. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
I think it's good for him, obviously, financially.
Do you think move Seattle, I guess?
I think it's a great move for Seattle to move on from him.
Okay. That's kind of what
we all know the glory years of Seattle were Russ's rookie contract years.
Mm-hmm.
Made it to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them.
Yep.
Could afford to spend that money on whatever they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Denver's got to hope that they are in an LA Rams situation who already had all the pieces but a quarterback, and absolutely every other piece is taken care of already, including the coaching staff. If they don't have that, then they have a aging quarterback on a really big guaranteed deal. So I think they got to strike immediately like the Rams did, first year type of situation, because I think it only gradually gets worse from there.
I don't know that the Broncos are in that situation.
Because of their division, it makes it a lot tougher to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that division, I think,
Herbert's 24 years old. Mahomes is 25, 26 years old. The Raiders seem to be in an upward trajectory right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Denver's bad. I think they have a lot of good young pieces as well. They just have a very expensive quarterback now. And guess who doesn't? The Chargers for at least a couple more years.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's all about windows, all about timing, right?
Yeah.
There's certain windows of time that you have to execute on something. And
and
I don't know if they picked the right one to go after a $200 million quarterback.
No. We'll see.
Man.
We will see.
Man, oh man, oh man.
That's a good show. It's a good show.
I'm still taking him though.
Well,
yeah, me too.
On that note of like the Matt Stafford making the move to help LA get that push they needed, I always wanted to root for Matt Stafford to get a Super Bowl. And now that he has, I don't like him. I just don't care about him anymore.
I feel the same way about it anymore.
Yeah.
You got it.
He had his run.
Yeah.
Get out of here now.
I liked you more on the Lions, bud. So if you could just
one big push, but we don't want that person
to
the belt out every Monday night.
Yeah.
I
wanted to want you to get it, but I never wanted you to get it.
He got to be the sports darling for his moment, and it's done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see. It was nice to see him leave a team and go into a good situation for him, and I rooted for him that year. But now I don't want to see him ever again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you're out. You're out.
Henry, Cooper, Ertz on a snap count. Believe me, I already have the problem with the Ertz on the snap count thing, which is why I went in one league with Hayden Hurst and another league with Likely. I don't know how Hooper's going to be in Tennessee. That's a huge question mark for me. I think he could be pretty good, but it's just hard to jump on that ship right now. I like Henry's matchup in the Miami game, so I'd go with Henry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's hard with Hurts, though, because Hurts might only play 20 goddamn snaps in Arizona, and one of them or two of them might be touchdown plays. So
he is questionable as it stands still right now, right?
Yeah, but he's pretty much going to play. It's just a matter of how much.
Yeah.
That's so hard, man.
He's not Zach Ertz of
He had such a resurgence last year, though. As soon as he went to Arizona, it was all of a sudden like not so fast. it was clearly how they were playing him in Philadelphia. Yeah, he's going to play on a snap count, 100%. Just because Hunter Henry is a New England Patriot tight end and they love their tight ends. God,
Yeah. Well, and
those are all touchdown dependent plays.
It's our boy Hunter Henry, bro.
Yeah, they're all touchdown dependent, especially this week with Ertz on a limited snap count. If Ertz is not on a limited snap count, I think he gets around 6 to 8 targets regardless. But I don't know. I'd probably go Henry.
Well, I think that's it for our show. We ran a little long today, but that's okay. We had a guest for that first part. Next week will be a regular length show.
Yeah.
You betcha.
I like when we go this long.
Me too. There's still plenty of time to go.
I'm also
go ahead.
curious why that guy has 3 tight ends. I want to know this league structure. But
Maybe
he doesn't need to tell me now. We can talk about it next week. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We're going to come back next week. Hop on. Tell
Thanks
us why
everybody.
he has 3 tight ends.
Go Warriors. Go Wildcats.
Wow.
Warriors.